Welcome, fellow travelers. Your traveling buddy here, coming today from Lansing, Michigan. And I'm out here at our local cemetery here that I've been to many times, called Mounthopecemetery. And, you know, I want to get out and do some filming and stuff like that. Pretty cold out today, but I'm going to get out and show you a couple of the graves that here that are somewhat famous and stuff like that I know of. There's some of them I'm not going to be able to find because we got lots of snow. So let's go check these out. Travel with me, will you? Like I said, this is the local cemetery, Mounthopecemetery. I've been to many times. So you see right here, this is where a lot of the founders of Lansing are buried. That's the big monument there because it says Lansing on it. And so these are the founders. They got the name. Brother and son, Garrett Y. Lansing. Right there. This is right out in front. You can see all these old tombstones. And right up there, we'll go up there and I'll show you where the Ari Olds is buried, which I've done a couple videos on. But right there across here, there's another, it's a famous colonel from the Civil War. There used to be a street named after him, but they've changed it to Martin Luther King now. But right here, General John A. Logan Memorial. Soldier, legislator, statesman, humanitarian, 1826 to 1886. Dedicated to the veterans of all American wars, May 30th, 2000. And there's a thing there tells all about General Logan. A lot of people were upset when they changed the name, but they fought, and now it's Martin Luther King Boulevard. And I see right there's a picture of General Logan right there. I might look up and find his history and all that and put that in there. John A. Logan was born near what is now Murfreesboro, Jackson County, Illinois, the son of Dr. John Logan and Dr. Logan's second wife, Elizabeth Jenkins Logan. He studied with his father and was a private tutor, then studied for 3 years as a Shiloh College. He enlisted in the 1st Illinois Infantry for the Mexican-American War and received a commission as a second lieutenant, an assignment as the regiment quartermaster. After the war, Logan studied law in the offices of his uncle, Alexander M. Jenkins, graduated from the law department of the University of Louisville in 1851 and practiced law with a success. John A. Logan entered the politics as a Douglas Democrat and was elected county clerk in 1849, served as the Illinois House of Representatives in 1853 to 1854, and in 1857, and for a time during the interval was prosecuting attorney for the 3rd Judicial District of Illinois. In 1858 and 1860, he was elected as a Democrat to the U.S. House of Representatives. In 1853, John A. Logan helped pass a law to prohibit all African Americans, including freedmen, from settling into the state. During the Civil War, Logan resigned his seat on his congressional seat on April 2nd, 1862, and entered the Union Army as a colonel of 31st Illinois Volunteer Infantry Regiment, which he organized. He was known by the soldiers as Blackjack because of his black eyes and hair and swarthy complexion, and was regarded as one of the most able officers to enter the Army from civilian life in time when political generals usually performed poorly battle, Logan was an exception. After the war, Logan resumed his political career, now as a Republican, and was a member of the United States House of Representatives from 1867 to 1871, and one of the United States Senate from 1871 until 1877, and again from 1879 until his death in 1886. His re-election bid in 1885 was conscious, and Logan only won after a Democrat representative died and was replaced with a Republican. After the war, Logan, who had always been a stalwart partisan, was identified with his radical wings of a Republican Party. His forceful, passionate peaks, popular to the platform, was less effective in the halls of the legislation in 1868, and he was one of the managers of the impeachment trial of U.S. President Andrew Johnson. One of the Logan's issues of the Senate was efforts to stop any action to take and to overturn the conviction in the court-martial of Maja Jen Fitzjohn Porter. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you while I was here, fortunately, not just recently, maybe about a month ago or something, some drunk lost control and crashed through the fence here and drove through here, ran into some tombstones and all that, and all that kind of stuff, and he drove all the way up here. Of course, during the night they got the gate closed. He couldn't get out. He was driving around, and they found him. I'll actually put pictures of the news article of this dude just crashed in here, and I'll show you where he crashed in. It's sad. You know, don't drink and drive, people. You know, I understand people like to drink, but don't drive. That's just ridiculous. You know, but let's go on, and I'll show you some of the other graves, and then I'll show you where he crashed in there. Now right here, you see that mausoleum right there. That's where R.E. Olds, the inventor of Oldsmobile, is buried. I've done a couple videos there. I've brought other people here to visit his final resting place right there. That's the inventor of Oldsmobile, you know, or the predecessor to GM. You know, Oldsmobile, R.E. Olds. He's buried right there. So I'll put a link down to some of the videos I've done about him. So he's one of our most famous here in Lansing. There's a grave here that I've seen a couple times that I've been here. This is one of my favorite ones in here, the marker. I mean, you look at that, she's got the lady hanging on the cross like that. Oh my, I mean, this is remarkable. I mean, let me zoom in on it, and you can see the detail they got on that. Every time I come here, I see that one. I was like, man, that is just, whoever carved that was good. So it's not a famous one, but I think it's remarkable how they have gravestones like that. Up here in this section, got a couple of famous graves up here that I've visited before. I figured I'd come and revisit. I just noticed this one. It says Whitmore. I wonder if that's related to our governor right now. Huh. But up here, you see that little red post right there. It's like one of those firefighter things, you know, where back in the day you call the fire station, you didn't call 911, you pulled that switch, and that's how the fire department would come right there. Well, this is a monument to 9/11, and also a famous fire that was here.
to all the firefighters that were lost. That's what that is. That's a monument to them. And then right up here is where we have our famous Civil War area. I mean, there's other Civil War people buried out here, but right there you see that you got the Michigan symbol on the side. This is like our Arlington Cemetery. See, you see all the white stones, and then they have the big Michigan Memorial right there with the deer and the eagle to all our fallen heroes. All these are fallen heroes right here. This is a very famous, and there somewhere over here there's another famous one I've done video on. I'm not sure where it's at right now, but the very man that held John Wilkes Booth in his arms when he died is buried out here. Found that out about a year or so ago. I think it might be this one. Not sure. With all the snow, hard to tell. No, I don't think that's it. I said it's probably buried under snow. I'm not gonna dig out all of them, but yeah, he's buried out here. I actually put a link down to that one. Michigan Man's got a video about it too. I said, yeah, the guy that held John Wilkes Booth in his arms is buried right out here. Right here is a couple firefighters that are buried right here, right there. Unknown fireman, so they don't even know who he was, but he's honored here. Well, Allen something, I can't really read it too much. That was a firefighter that was buried right here. Ooh, it's cold out here. There's a stone here, the Phoebus C. Abbott LLD, president of Michigan Agriculture College from 1862 to 1884. He was born 1826, died in 1862. Here's one that is very special to me. I actually kind of helped out a little bit with, no, not exactly. I mean, I came to events that they held. All these graves that are under the snow, actually right now, actually these tombstones. I actually attended the ceremony here of them putting these stones here. This is the Boys Vocational School Memorial, and there's a bunch of boys that were at the old reform school that was here that passed away. It was like 60, I think it was like 63 of them. I put a link to them on my video I did about it, and I was actually on the news about this. This is when they actually raised money to get these boys tombstones. For years they did not have tombstones on their graves. They were just like out here. They did have this memorial, but they raised money and got all these boys their tombstones. I love how they decorated for Christmas. They got a little Santa up there. Said all these boys out here, they're buried out here. Of course, it's under snow. But here's some of them that you can kind of see. These are all brand new stones. See, like this one. This one off a little bit. I was very proud of this, helping them do that. I promoted it on my channel. John Williams. He died in 1875. He was just a boy. Many illnesses how they died. You know, that is was it? William Simmons, December 18th, 1874 to 1888. So a lot of them were not very old at all. Now here's another one that is, I will talk about it on my channel a lot. If you see that mausoleum there, it says Price right there. That is the final resting place of the Andrew Keyhole's wife from the Bass School Massacre. She was the very first victim of the Bass School Massacre that I did. As I look back on that, and yeah, she was the very first victim. He killed her, and then he went and did all the stuff that he did, blew up the school. He had it on a timer, but I mean, she was the first one he killed. Right there, and her maiden name was Price. When they had her entombed here, they did not want her known for him. But yeah, she was the first victim of the Bass School Massacre. Here is one of the areas where I told you about that drunk that drove through here. See that tombstone there? I've seen some pictures where, yeah, he ran right into some tombstones and stuff, knocked them over. It looked like they straightened them up a little bit, fixed them. But yeah, he drove right through here, right up here. He was driving down Aurelius right here and crashed right through this fence. Right up here, they haven't fixed the fence yet. But yeah, he crashed into a bunch of tombstones and stuff. Knocked them over. It was ridiculous. I mean, and then he drove up, and then he was complaining because he couldn't get out. You know, see right here. See where that up here is? How that it looks like a gate, but it's not. This is where he crashed in here, right through there. Knocked it over. There's actually part of the fence laying right in the snow right there. You see it? Yeah, I'll put a picture. They have actually a news picture of when, yeah, where his car was. They say he drove it. And as a matter of fact, this is the area where I planted and Memorial Day, I planted the flags for Memorial Day. This was my area. That's what really makes me upset. I'm like, why people drink and drive, I don't know. Yeah, they clearly said he was drunk. They say he drove. He came in here, crashed into some tombstones, and then drove up front. And because the gate was locked at the time, and he was yelling at people, "Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!" I'm like, it's ridiculous. I mean, trying to remember. This is, I said, this is the area I planted the flags, and there was one tombstone here. I definitely want to look up this guy's story. There was a CIA agent that is buried out here. Can't remember where the actual stone is right now, but it said CIA on this little marker next to him. Yeah, I definitely want to look at the history up about him. There's actually a CIA agent that's buried out here. A couple more graves up there, but fortunately I got it closed off. I can't drive up there. I noticed up front they had that closed off too. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a steep hill or something. So you notice they even plowed it right there. Yeah, but there's a couple of mausoleums up there about the Dodge Turner, which I've been to. The Dodge Turner house. He's buried out here in a mausoleum. And there's a couple other ones. I'll probably come back and do that another time. But yeah, there's a lot of famous people buried out here. I'm researching more and more to find out people that are buried out here and trying to find their stories. Anybody that's from around here has ever visited Sparrow Hospital, right there, that's the founder of Sparrow Hospital. That's where he's buried at. See, it says Sparrow. Yep, that's where he's buried at. I'll actually put a picture of him and all that, but yeah, he's buried right there. Sparrow Hospital, or the founder of Sparrow Hospital. Alright, from fellow travelers, that's going to be about it for this little trip around Mounthopecemetery. And showing you some of the famous graves that I know of, and showing you where that moron crashed through the fence. And, you know, it's just, please people, don't drink and drive. I don't care if you like to drink, just don't drive. It's ridiculous. You know, I'm glad that they cleaned it. It seemed like they cleaned it up. Hopefully they fixed that fence. I hope the guy learned his lesson. Just don't drink and drive, people. I mean, but I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to probably, since I can't do any big time travels right now, I'll probably do a little bit more of these research, some of the famous graves and these people that are buried out here, and show you what, tell their stories, you know. I'm sure a lot of people don't know about some of their stories and stuff like that. I'd like to bring that to you guys. You guys can go back and watch some of my other videos I did about people that were buried out here. You know, that masculine massacre, you know. A lot of people probably don't know his wife is buried out here. The boys training school, which I'm still proud to help get them, you know, help that group, the Friends of Historical Lansing Cemeteries, you know, help them, you know, promote that, you know, getting them their tombstones. You know, REOs, you know, a lot of people probably don't even know he's buried out here. He rented Rosemobile. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share me out on my social media. Tell your friends, tell your family about me. Talking to traveling, showing you cool places like this. Also, leave me a comment. Any comments appreciated. Any ideas for me to do? Let me know. I just might show up and do it. So until next time, my fellow travelers, I'll see you around the mitten.